And I want to bring in Democratic Congresswoman Debbie Dingell of Michigan, of course, another veteran of Congress. She took the seat from her late husband, of course, after he passed. And you understand so well the Speaker as a wife and as a member of Congress and balancing all of those roles, and also a leader in the women's movement.
I do. I think, you know, as I sat on the floor today, I have, like the Speaker, witnessed many historical moments on that floor over the course of the last 4 decades, as a spouse, as a family member, and now as a member. And Nancy has played all of those roles. You know, when I first got to know her, it was more as just a human being, as another woman, and then she grew in the roles. And I want to, you know, I've been on both sides of the issues with Nancy. I tell you, it's much more pleasant when you're with her than if she's mad at you. But she's effective. She's strong. She's tough. She's courageous. And yet at real moments, like when John died, she was one of the first people to call. And you know what? In a typical Nancy way, before John died, she called to make sure I was okay. She was compassionate. I was upset, and she said, "Debbie, you got to get your act together. You can't be emotional right now. You got to make decisions." And that's the kind of, Nancy is just a very, very special person, and quite frankly, in the history of this country, will be one of the great names.
There are reports that Steny Hoyer will follow her example, stay in Congress as a member from Maryland, and also not try to compete for leadership, having waited so long in her shadow in many ways, but having been a very effective majority leader. What's your take on what he will do in the next Congress?
I think that people are having discussions now. Everybody was waiting to be sure to know what Nancy's decision was going to be. I think that Nancy and Steny are two of the wisest, kindest, compassionate, toughest, best strategists I know. I think whatever happens, Steny will be here, and you'll start to see discussions about where these leadership races land in the next. Everybody's been frozen. So I think you'll start to see what's going to happen in the next 24 to 48 hours.
That also, of course, raises questions. Jim Clyburn has signaled that he does want to stay, but it seems clear from all of our reporting, I would welcome your take, of course, is far more expert take on this, that Hakeem Jeffries would certainly be the front runner as someone that Nancy Pelosi has supported to be the Democratic leader, and then Catherine Clark and Pete Aguilar is also part of that mix.
I think that she has sent out a signal in the last 24 hours. You're reading the same signals I have. Adam Schiff has said he's going to focus on running for the Senate. He certainly, Hakeem, I think, is probably the only leader right now or the only candidate to be the minority leader, and you'll see the rest of these issues shake out. I think that right now, among leadership, all of these great people who are wise, they've been engaged, they worked, campaigned across the country, they know every member, they know the strengths and the weaknesses and how you work together. They're all going to be important and valuable, and I think you're going to see everybody have a role. I don't know, so I can't speak for anybody, but I've always said to everybody, I didn't know about Nancy. I don't think anybody else is going to go anyplace this Congress, and I think you're going to see all of this wisdom and this talent involved or engaged in a senior way.
And by the way, there's a statement now that we have from the President. Kristen Welker passed this on to us. With the President, we only have a minute left, Debbie Dingell, that the President starts by saying, history will note she is the most consequential Speaker of the House of Representatives in our history. And he concludes that she may be stepping down, of course, as Speaker, but she will, and as a leader of the caucus, but she will never waver in protecting our sacred democracy. And she certainly proved that on January 6th, as no one else could have, in calling for help and standing with Mike Pence.
The President said it all. She is an incredible leader. And Andrea, I've stood with you over the years for many an important, memorable day. I remember the day she was sworn in, when all the children came up and were around her. Today, we celebrate a woman who made a difference and will always be remembered in American history.
Well, none of us could have said it better, Debbie Dingell.